get funding to result. I am in talks with Salvation Army at the moment.
Well, ma'am, today is the hearing on this matter, and a ruling is going to come out in that. If you don't have a resolution to it, the ruling will be a judgment that stays on your record. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to try to discuss this to reach a resolution? Maybe the two of you can do something with a different result. You want to talk to me about that?
My client wants to move forward, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Give me one moment, please. Ms. Barton, where's your client?
My client is not with me. He's given me all the information.
Your client is going to testify today.
That was not clear to me. I'm sorry. I provided all the papers to you in terms of I've never had my client have to testify in these cases before.
Going to testify to the documents, ma'am.
I submitted the documents. I'm sorry. I did not understand he would be here if I'd known that. I've been doing landlord tenant cases for over 30 years and I've never had to do this before.
You've never had to have a hearing where people have to testify and verify whether they have leases and the whole 9 yards?
No, usually I've had them where you've had a trial, but not where I've had a hearing. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I just did not understand. And I've been doing this for 30, 40 years. So I didn't know we had to testify as to the documents.
We'll call the case of JDR Jerome LLC versus Jennifer Durham, case number 25C0530.
Daryl Parton appearing on behalf of the plaintiff, Your Honor.
Jennifer Durham here, Your Honor.
All right, today's time scheduled for a hearing regarding this particular matter, and it's my understanding that you want to proceed. Ms. Barton, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Well, it is your call. Call your witness.
My witness would be that I submitted the documents that shows that the furnace is working.
What you mean by that, ma'am? We're here for a hearing. She requested a hearing in this particular case. And so how do you plan to get the documents in, Ms. Barton?
But I'm sorry, how did the documents get in?
Correct.
I delivered them to the court, Your Honor.
Okay, they're in the file, but the court doesn't get to review them until they're actually admitted as an exhibit. How do you plan
Right,
to?
Your Honor, I'll have to schedule another hearing then. My client I did not know that he had to be here. Let's schedule another hearing.
I'm okay with that. I just need a date and time.
I'm gonna find another date.
Thank you, Your Honor. Everybody's got their drink today.
Durham, do you have a TV on in your background?
Yes, I do. I'm at work at the moment. I don't have anywhere else to go.
All right. Then we could do this on next Friday, 21st, with your calendar.
That's fine with me, Your Honor.
That's fine with me. What time again?
March 21st
At what time?
I'm sorry, you just said time, 9:30. We'll do it at the same
9:30
time.
a.m. Okay, I can do that. Yes.
Right.
I apologize. Okay. I do apologize. I'm at work and I'm having trouble with these earbuds. Let me see.
We're
These
not
aren't working.
talking, so maybe that's.
Oh, there we go.
Can't hear it because we're not talking, so. But you
Sorry.
have to mute your device. You have way too much background noise going on.
I apologize. I didn't realize I was unmuted. I'm sorry.
Right. We're here for hearing this morning in this matter. Ma'am, you need to remute your device. I muted you and then you unmuted yourself. Okay, we're here for hearing this morning. I take it that we don't have any resolutions still, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Right. All right, I guess we are ready to proceed. This is your case, ma'am, requesting, the last number that I had was $22,395.96. Is that still the number that you're seeking at this time?
It's only off by $1. It's $2,396.50.
Okay, thank you. All right. You may
Right, I have,
proceed.
present in the court is Mr. Pulowski, who is the owner and partner in JDR Jerome LLC.
Thank
He's
you.
here to testify as to the documents that have been submitted to the court.
All right, thank you. Mr. Pulowski, could you please raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. All right. You may proceed, Ms. Barton.
All right. I have a number of documents that's submitted to the court, and my client is aware of the numbering system. So looking at Plaintiff's Exhibit 1, Mr. Pulowski, would you identify what that is for the court?
Yes, that's the current status of the rent ledger with a total amount due from rent of $21.75.
All right. Based on the ledger, when did Ms. Durham move in?
She moved in, as the ledger shows, back in, I believe it was October of last year. I'm sorry, July of last year.
And when did Ms. Durham stop paying rent?
The last
All right,
payment
Mr.
was received in December.
Okay. All right. Proceeding to what would be, I entered in the court as Plaintiff's Exhibit 4. Okay.
But before we move on to Exhibit 1, how much, what was the term of the lease and how much was she to pay per month?
The term of the lease is month to month, and rent is $7.25 per month.
And you testified to when she last paid, but what, the ledger that is, and this is the ledger, correct?
Correct.
And what I have showing on your ledger as due and owing is $2,175?
Yes,
And that's still the correct amount today, correct?
the correct amount today.
All right, thank you. Now you may proceed. Oh, well, first of all, do you move for the admission of Exhibit 1?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Any objection, Mr.? I need you to unmute and state that out loud.
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you. All right, you may proceed now.
What I entered into the court as plaintiff's exhibit 4 is prior to Miss Durham moving in. Why don't you testify, Mr. Pawlowski, as to plaintiff's exhibit 4 is?
Yes, that was a HVAC certification that was completed by A-Team Heating and Cooling as required by Ypsilanti Township.
And the date of that inspection was?
The inspection was performed July 18th, 2024.
I move that this be entered as an exhibit, Your Honor.
Okay. Any objection? Ms. Durham? Ms. Durham? Ms. Durham? Ms. Durham? Ms. Durham, can you hear us? I'm not muted, right? You guys, everybody else can hear me, correct?
I can
Okay.
hear you, yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Durham, can you please unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
They're trying to move for admission of Exhibit 4. Are you in receipt of that? Do you have any objection?
I'm not sure what it is. I couldn't hear anything that you guys just said a few minutes. I'm having a trouble with reception.
Okay. Ms. Durham, it's a copy of one of the files that I was forwarded to you that shows Ypsilanti Township inspected in July of 24, the heating and cooling system.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I do agree.
All right, thank you. That is Exhibit 4 is admitted.
Next is plaintiff's exhibit number 7, which is from heating and cooling. Mr. Pawlowski, would you explain what this is?
Yes, this is a service, an invoice for a service call performed on December 3rd of 2024 in response to Ms. Durham reporting that her carbon monoxide detector went off. So we had a technician from Award Heating and Cooling go out and perform a test. At the time, there was no carbon monoxide detected.
I'm sorry, one moment, please. Okay, I found it now. All right, thank you. Go ahead. You say who went out, Award Heating and Cooling?
That's correct, yes. And they performed a carbon monoxide test on both furnaces, and at the time did not find any carbon monoxide leak.
And this is what date?
December 3, 2024.
All right. Any objection to the admission of exhibit number? Are you moving for admission?
I'm moving that it be entered, Your Honor.
All right. Any objection to exhibit number 7, which is the Award Heating and Cooling inspection report?
No.
All right. Exhibit 7 is admitted.
Mr. Pawlowski, I'd ask you what I have entered in, I provided the court as plaintiff's exhibit number 6, which is a work order. Could you testify to what this is and how this order came about and who actually ordered it?
Yes, this is a work order that I created on February 19th, 2025. I created this in response to being told by Ms. Barton that Ms. Durham reported during a previous hearing that she still had an issue with her heat. And so I created this that day and assigned it to our technician, Ken Midling. He visited the unit and communicated with Ms. Durham to try to figure out what the issue was. At that time, we learned that she was still concerned about carbon monoxide. And so we took the next steps, which was to then move forward and contact Award Heating and Cooling again.
I ask that this be admitted, Your Honor. That plaintiff's exhibit 6 be admitted.
Any objection, Ms. Durham, to exhibit 6 being admitted?
I'm not sure if you're talking to me. I can't hear again. I apologize for the difficulties in my reception. For some reason, it keeps going in and out. But I don't have any objection.
You just take that out of your ear or what? Ms. Durham, are you someplace?
I can't hear you. But if you give me a brief moment, I can switch devices and get better reception that way. Okay, give me one moment. Sorry.
One moment, I have to talk to my recorder while she switches devices, please.
Not a problem.
Ms. Durham, are you ready? You're muted now, so I can't hear the words that are coming out of your mouth. If you're talking to me, ma'am, you are muted.
Yes, ma'am. Just switching over my audio now.
Please let us know when you are ready. Ms. Durham, are you trying to get on with another device? All right, we'll let that new device in.
Yes, my phone.
Durham, are you ready yet?
Unmute.
Please unmute and state that out loud.
Yes.
We can barely hear what you're saying now. Can you please repeat that so that the record can pick it up?
I am ready. Yes.
Thank you so much.
I do
All right.
apologize for that.
So what he just testified to was Exhibit 6, which is the work order that he created as a result of uh, you reporting that your heat was not working, and it started on February 19th. It indicates that there was a visit to the apartment on February 20th to diagnose. Are you in receipt of that document, ma'am? And do you have any objection to it being admitted?
No, I don't have any objection, no.
Admitted.
Mr. Pulowski, my next ask you to identify what is plaintiff's exhibit 2 from Award Heating and Cooling, and could you testify as to what plaintiff's exhibit 2 is?
Yes, this is an invoice for a visit out to Ms. Durham's unit from Award Heating and Cooling on March 10th, showing a diagnostic, again, a carbon monoxide test. This time, the technician found that there was an issue with one of the furnaces in her unit. She has 2 furnaces. The other furnace was operating correctly.
And what did Award, and what was the recommendation from Award Heating and Cooling?
Recommendation was to replace that furnace.
I ask that this be, plaintiff's exhibit 2 be admitted, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No.
It is admitted.
Referring to plaintiff's exhibit 3, Mr. Pulowski, could you testify as to what that is in regards to Award Heating and Cooling?
Yes, this is the quote from Award Heating and Cooling that was produced on March 11th, 2025 for replacement of that malfunctioning furnace, and then including my approval.
Okay. Has that furnace been, so the furnace has been ordered to the best of your knowledge?
Yeah, it just arrived, and I just communicated with the technician yesterday and informed Ms. Durham that we have a scheduled installation date of next week on Tuesday.
I ask this is me admitted, Your Honor. Plaintiff's exhibit 3 be admitted.
All right, any objection?
No.
At this point, Your Honor, I ask that we ask for a judgment for the amount. There is clearly, every time Ms. Durham has.
Miss Barton, we're not quite there yet. She gets to ask questions as well, too. Okay. Ms. Durham, do you have any questions for Mr. Pulowski?
No, I'm just still trying to get assistance, rental assistance, and it's just not happening as quickly as I'd like it to.
You said why are we having a hearing if you do not object to the amount that you said that they are saying is owed? You asked for a hearing.
No, I never asked for a hearing.
You did too, though.
I asked for a hearing about the heat, not for the rent.
All right. So
I'm sorry.
your argument about the heat, are you asking to have an abatement, some rent reduction because of your heat issue? What are you asking for?
It would be appreciated, but I don't expect it.
All right. Ma'am, do you dispute that when I asked you, this is how we got here. Well, do you dispute the amount that's owed? You indicated you did because of a heat situation. That is why we're having a hearing. That is why Mr. Pulowski had to show up here today. That is that you disputed it.
I do apologize for that. I'm sorry. I'm frazzled. I have a told them several times that there was carbon monoxide coming through. I
right.
have,
One moment, ma'am, one moment. Right now, he's on the witness stand. He's the person who's been sworn in. So you're indicating to me you have no questions for him, is that correct?
I don't have any questions.
All right, thank you. Ms. Barton, if you are done with your witness, it will be her opportunity to testify and tell me what she wants to tell me. Okay?
That's fine. Let's
you have-
proceed, Your Honor.
Right, no questions for him. We're all done with Mr. Pulowski, correct?
That's correct.
In terms of yes,
I'm
unless
sorry,
there's further rebuttal.
all right. All right, Mr. Pulowski, you may now, you're technically off the stand at the moment, okay? I know this is on Zoom, so I have to say things that you wouldn't normally, I would normally have to say. All right, and you are closing in terms of your case in chief. Well, first of all, I'm not quite where we need to be yet because what has been admitted is $2,175 that is
Plus-
outstanding. But
Plus the court costs of $221.50.
okay, he needs to testify to that though.
Okay.
Mr. Pulowski, are there additional court costs that you have had to pay out of pocket for this action?
Yes, apologize for the miscommunication earlier. There are additional court costs, which Ms. Barton just said, and I $221.50.
That's
I don't have
correct.
the number. Okay, and right in front of me, I don't have the number. Additional court costs of $221.50.
So 2150 and 2175. All right, that equals $2,396.50. All right, thank you, Mr. Pulaski. Now you are excused from the stand, technically. All right. Ms. Barton, you rest your case at this time.
Yes, the thing I would say is that this is a non-payment of rent case. Ms. Durham agrees that that's the amount. As soon as Mr. Pulowski knew or heard of anything, he immediately took action and did everything within reason, including having a certified technician come from I don't know what more he could have done.
Ms. Durham, is there anything you want to testify to today?
No, ma'am.
You don't have anything you want to tell me?
No, ma'am.
All right. All right, and you're moving for a judgment at this time, Ms.
Yes, I
Barton.
move for judgment at this time.
All right. Given that there's no testimony to rebut any of this, and I don't even know what the situation is with the furnace, other than what Mr. Pulowski has presented as evidence today in his testimony, Ms. Durham has chosen not to testify. I'm not sure why we had a hearing. $2,396.50 is the judgment in this case. Ms. Barton, if you will prepare that judgment, I will sign it. Ma'am, you'll have 10 days to pay the judgment, or you have to move. If you don't pay or move after those 10 days, they can come back in here and request an immediate eviction, and it will give you 24 hours to move. You will have 10 days also to appeal my decision. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll submit the judgment and to the court sometime today.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, Your Honor.